A pleasant good evening to you all from the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex in beautiful Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's Game 2 of the Commissioner's Cup Championship Series between the Danbury Hat-Tricks and the Carolina Thunderbirds. Carolina leads the series 1-0, taking the first game of the series last night here in Carolina 6-2, and the Hat-Tricks look for a bounce-back effort to try and even up this series before heading back to Danbury for as many as 3 games next weekend. Welcome to the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel. I'm Chris Lynch, and Danbury went 44-7-5, looks to do what they did during the regular season and split their weekend trip to Winston-Salem. The Hat-Tricks have enjoyed themselves throughout the course of the regular season. A 44-7-5 record. Carolina 40-12-4 record throughout the course of the regular season. They have been excellent here at home. Carolina has been unbeaten. A win in round 1 against Port Huron in what ended up being a 2-game sweep. 2 thrilling wins against the Columbus River Dragons, and 1 game that was closer than what it looked like on the scoreboard, a 6-2 final. An empty netter, and Danbury piled up shots as that game went along. And they got the chance to have a conversation with Gordy Bunnell. Let's have a quick word from one of the alternate captains on the Danbury Hat-Tricks and hear what Gordy has to say. We're here with Gordy Bunnell ahead of Game 2 of the Commissioner's Cup Championship Series. And Gordy, what are the adjustments that you feel like you guys need to make after Game 1 going into Game 2 to try and even up the series here today?
It's pretty simple. We got to take advantage of their kinks. I mean, they have a decent amount, and when we get away from our game, it's where we allow them to allow them to get an advantage on us. We know what we have to do. We stick to that. We stay disciplined, and this game can easily be ours.
You had your first goal of the postseason last night on the power play. Just want to talk about how that developed and how that played out, and what you saw as the play happened.
It's just a matter of fact. It's just good movement. I mean, everyone's moving. We're causing havoc in front of their net, and their guys are getting lost. So when Oj popped out, that allowed me a slot to go in and get that little rebound hanging out there and put it in the back of the net.
What's the mood of the guys going into the game today?
To die. Everyone's out there going to block shots. We're not losing this game, and we're mentally set for it.
Game 2's on the way. Gordy, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Danbury has hit the ice. Here come the Thunderbirds. Same uniforms for both sides as last night. Danbury in the road whites, the rabbit logo at the center of the jersey. Black sleeves across the top. Black numbers on the sleeves and backs with the orange trim. Carolina in the home blacks. Red everything for the letters, numbers, stripes, and logos on every other part of a black base jersey. Let's give you the starters. The Carolina Thunderbirds rolling out Joe Kennedy to start things off. Danbury rolling out Michael Marchesson, Johnny Ruiz, and Daniel McKittrick. Xavier Abdella and Kyle Gonzalez get the starter spot on defense. And of course, Brian Wilson goes back into the net for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex enjoying themselves. Joe Kennedy and Victor Grebenikov get these starting spots on defense. John Butita and Lucas Rowe, to the forwards, who will get the starts tonight. Butita, the captain. And Brendan Hussey gets the start. And Greg Hussey will be the starting goalkeeper for the Thunderbirds. Has 3 decisions, all of them wins. A .246 goals against and a .939 save percentage for Hussey. Had 40-plus saves in last night's effort. I thought he should have been one of the stars for his especially third-period performance last night. Hat-Tricks have a tough task ahead of them, as we're going to throw things down to ice level as they have the national anthem about set to take part. We'll be back upstairs in just a second for the start of the game. Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Championship about set to begin. And again, the starters for you one more time. Joe Kennedy and Victor Grebennikov on defense for Carolina. Lucas Rowe, John Batista, and Brendan Hussey up front. Greg Hussey takes the net-minding spot for the Thunderbirds. For the hat-tricks, it's a slight change in the lineup. Michael Marchesson stays on that top line. It's an adjustment that was made in-game yesterday. Marchesson, Ruiz, and McKittrick. Gordy Bonnell moves to be on the left wing alongside Lucas DeBenedette and Jacob Ratcliffe. Michael Falanga draws back in. Zach Pamelayan sits. The decor is otherwise unchanged. Xavier Abdella, Kyle Gonzalez who get the start. Or a D pair. Johnny McDonald and Brendan Dowler get the second pairing, and Jared Yao and Riley Robertson get the last of the pairs. And of course, Brian Wilson takes the net for the Danbury hat-tricks. We'll be going from left to right across your internet waves for game number 2 now of the Commissioners Cup Championship Series. Carolina leads the series 1-0. Danbury trying to get themselves a win down here in Winston-Salem before heading home for as few as one. They hope as few as two, and as many as 3 games next weekend. This will be the last game, no matter what, played in the Annex this season. Carolina hoping for a win, and Danbury hoping to spoil the party. Ruiz and Hussey on the dot. The puck is dropped. We're underway for Game 2 of the FPHL's Championship Series. Marchesson breaks up the play. Gonzalez looks for the long pass ahead. It's tipped by McKittrick. Sits right at the blue line. McKittrick will put it in off the boards. Runs out of steam. Ruiz overran it. Cleared out along the wall. Abdella will fling it on. Hat-tricks off sides. They'll go through their first shift and go for their first change. Rung deep by John Batista. Brendan Dowler comes over. Tried to flip this out. Rolls along the line. Played to the left. Tucker Firth holds it and will ring this deep. Danbury opened the scoring last night. Brendan Sheehan with the game's first goal. Carolina got the next 3. Pass ahead for Bonnell. Drives in. Bounces to DeBenedette. In tight. Puck bounces away. DeBenedette and McDonald pinching. Radcliffe back in McDonald's defense spot as this will be rung around the boards for Peter Panachik, one of 3 guys who had 3 points for Carolina. That's just barely kept on the line and taken out. Radcliffe glides and holds in. Looks for the shot. He scores! 1:15 in. Jacob Radcliffe gives the hat-tricks and their fans who made the long trip down something to enjoy. Radcliffe, his 5th goal of the playoffs, his 8th point. It's a beautiful goal. Put it right underneath the crossbar. 1-0 Danbury. And the Annex is quiet quickly. Sheehan will hop on against Gus Ford. A similar situation to last night, though. The goal came much quicker for Danbury, as this will be knocked down for a moment by Yao. 1 single assist on the goal for the hat-tricks. It's Lucas DeBenedette, his 10th point, tied for the team lead for the hat-tricks in points with Michael Marchesson, his 6th assist of the season. Sheehan tries to handle it. Robertson can't control it. Yao's back at the red line. He'll ring it around. Ojek gliding in. Gotten to first by Blake Peavy. Hard hit by Ojek. Puck bounces to the slot. Keplinger and Ford will carry on 2-on-2. Puck runs away to the corner. Keplinger against Gonzalez. He'll play this out. Gonzalez wins the contest. Throws on the Jets. Sheehan a little bit behind. Gonzalez a little bit too eager getting across the line. So offsides against Danbury. Neutral zone face-off. Radcliffe and DeBenedette have been an excellent pairing throughout the course of these playoffs. 4 points each in the opening game of the postseason. And along with Michael Marchesson, it's a playoff franchise record in the 3 years that the hat tricks have been in existence. Carolina's in, glides to the circle, shot just sails a little bit wide to the left, did Lucas Rowe. Gonzalez will come over and make a play on it, backhands around to Xavier Abdella, looks for an outlet, Abdella ran hard into the boards, held up, puck's free, Butita wins the contest, and Lucas Rowe will spin, tried to throw it on. It's taken away by the hat-trick captain Ruiz, who gets spun like a top by Schnapp, who returns from his suspension. Jacob Schnapp, 2 points in his postseason performance so far. Dowler got to it and worked it through Kennedy. McDonald tried to get into the circle. Marchessault controlled it, wanted McKittrick. It's underneath his stick. Batita along the wing, rung deep. Wilson out of his net. He'll just play it along for J-Mac. McDonald drags it. DeBenedette has some room. DeBenedette glides in, drops it at the line, across for Dowler, who has to regroup. Now threw it right along the tough side of the blue line. Long zone entry for Salak. Whistle dead, off sides, going against the Thunderbirds. Danbury capitalizes on their best offensive chance so far and gets the game in their advantage early. DeBenedette and Radcliffe on the ice together again. Bonnell there as well on the forward line. Bonnell with a power play goal last night, his first goal of the postseason. Biani will play it across off the face-off. Wynn receives it. Biani some room. Pass is tipped. Salak able to control it. Robertson with the crunch. DeBenedette pulls up, sits behind the apron of the goal. Hands off for Robertson. They'll work this up. Yao for DeBenedette. Tries to dip. Threw it forward. Too far ahead for Bonnell to connect with it. Tucker Firth will throw it on net. It's over Brian Wilson's glove. Bounces to the goal line extended off the glass. Ojek. Yao got hit behind the play. Puck loose. Ojek with the takeaway. Threw it forward. Wanted Radcliffe. It ends up on Tucker Firth's stick instead. Sheehan well ahead. Ojek with the tip. Bounces to empty space. Tobias Ojek sprints ahead. Ojek drags. Knocked down. Good stick work by Salak. Across. Slot shot. Didn't get anything on it. Keplinger just had his shot shunted to the corner. Martin will control it and ring it deep. Thunderbirds are off sides. They're back on as Gonzalez looks for the pass ahead for Dmitry Kuznetsov. Drop for Sheehan. Sheehan turns, fires, just puts it a little bit wide of the post. Ojek turns, fires, up to the slot. Kuznetsov the shot. That bounces wide. Blocked before it ever got on Hussey. Danbury out shooting Carolina 2-1. Here comes Ford. Ford at the circle, creates some space. Shot, kick, saved by Wilson. Keplinger to the puck, turns, fires it on net. Wilson with another stop. Marchessault has got some room to work with. Has Kuznetsov on his left. He'll fling it in. Hussey puts it in and out of his glove and back in again with Marchessault collapsing in on him. That'll take us to our first media timeout, the under 15 in the first period. 1-0 Danbury here on the Danbury Hat Tricks YouTube channel.
Right off the jump, we've got ourselves a line brawl as Robert Hyde across the glove. We're going to have a fight at center. Beck with a couple of big rights. He scores!
Moving is stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Call Clancy Moving and Relocation and let them do the heavy lifting. Residential and commercial, plus other services, including storage. Remember, Clancy is fancy. Danbury leads the shot counter 5-2. They lead the goal counter 1-0. Jacob Radcliffe, a beautiful goal, and the Hat Tricks have come out with an awful lot of life to start game 2. Carolina took the opener in pretty convincing fashion. Got away from the Hat Tricks as the first period came to a conclusion. We're only 5 minutes and 1 second in. Johnny Ruiz waiting to take his face off against Dawson Baker. And now they can go ahead. Ruiz, puck still contested, goes to the wall. McKittrick tried to play it along. Ruiz and Baker there for it. Ford takes the crunch. Keplinger the other way. Keplinger drag shot, save made by Brian Wilson, and allows no rebound. McDonald, the trailing D-man. The yell from the Thunderbirds fans, the one that I heard, was "do it again." They managed to pile up 23 shots on goal in the first period last night. Ruiz will stay on. Gutita will be his opponent in the faceoff dot. Ruiz wins it. Yao underneath Robertson's stick. Falanga seeing his first ice time of the game. Rose shot, save made by Wilson. The puck got across. McKittrick will carry this out. McKittrick across the blue line, drags it, shoots it, blocked, loose puck. Schnapp got to it, will fly it out off the glass. Picked up, dropped it, Rowe, the shot, Wilson the save, and he covers it. Brian Wilson locked in and making a good number of stops. Jacob Schnapp returning to the Thunderbird lineup after a one-game suspension, making his presence felt. Face-off one to Grebenikov across the blue line. Kennedy will step in. Shot blocked by Bennell. Attitude for everyone is block every single shot, as he described it. Wrong deep. Wilson will knock it down with his stick and leave it for Xavier Abdella to pick up. Throws it to Bennell. And flown into over the glass. Was that played cleanly, or is that going to be a delay of game penalty? This is going to be the Hat-Trick's first minor penalty of the game. Gordy Bennell will sit for a 2-minute delay of game minor. And Carolina gets the game's first power play. A 20.3% success rate on the man advantage in the regular season, 22.2% these playoffs. Danbury's penalty kill has been 88%, tops in the league, and they'll need a kill right here as Pashtuka's shot catches the side of the goal. Schnapp, whistle sounds. What do we have? The door came open. The door to the Hat-Trick's locker room came open on the hit by that sent Dowler and Schnapp into the door. So we'll get a dead puck, and we'll get another face-off. DeBenedette and Marchesson will get a breather. McKittrick and Ruiz on the ice. Danbury led the FPHL in short-handed goals. They have not gotten one yet these playoffs. Face-off one by Panachik. Pashtuka up, cross to Kennedy. Pashtuka wants to step into the shot. Oh, for Salak. Pashtuka throws it across, winds up, doesn't have the angle he likes. Schnapp in the middle, causing some havoc. Pashtuka turning and plays this up top. Kennedy to the circle. Kennedy has some room. Shot, saved by Wilson. Rebound, the puck bounces just to the wrong side of the net for Carolina's liking, and Dowler will get the clear right on Hussey's net. He'll throw it ahead for Panachik. Caught the Hat-Tricks in a line change, and he's too quick. The linesman says he's offsides, and Panachik having a word with the officials. He doesn't agree with that, nor do the Thunderbirds and their fans. We'll get a defensive zone face-off in the Thunderbird end. Carolina has flipped that shot counter 7-5 in their favor. Sheehan and Baker facing off. Sheehan will win it and send it to the board. Tucker Firth controls it. Hat-Tricks will back off. Firth throws it behind him for Baker. Has one more release valve. Ford, who had 2 goals last night, knocked off his stick. Sheehan gets the clear. The chant is, let's go Thunderbirds. Firth threw it backwards. Ford with it. 43 seconds of power play time left. Robertson comes over for it. Can't get it up beyond Firth. Falling down. Keplinger tried to control it to Benedette. Almost controlled it. Yao does. Marchesson will take this for a walk and throw it on Hussey's net. Long pass ahead. They want Butita. It's underneath. This is going to be an icing against Carolina. So with 12:17 left, we'll get our second offensive zone faceoff for the Hat Tricks on this penalty kill. Baker and Sheehan again on the dot. Sheehan wins it. Dowler will play it across for McDonald. Brings it low and off the boards. 15 seconds before Gordy can jump back into the play. Keplinger tries to create some room. Stick comes up. No whistle. Keplinger tries to throw it to the point. Bounces to Firth. Ford sets up. The Hat Tricks have killed the penalty. Bunnell back onto the ice. Ford shot, save made. How did Brian Wilson keep that out? He slid across beautifully and denied the league's leading scorer for the season the tying goal. Danbury had the first 5 minutes worth of the game under their control and capitalized. Carolina has gotten the advantage in the last few minutes. Brian Wilson, to this point, has kept them off the scoreboard. And you better believe that Billy McCreary is looking at his squad and thinking, we better start getting some more offensive chances. It's a pretty full bench. Matt Voidy, Tyler Noseworthy, and Johnny Krapinski, the assistant coaches, alongside the head man, Billy McCreary. Sheehan and Panachek waiting for the officials to give the word that they can go ahead with the face-off. They've gotten it. Puck tied up. Abdella tried to win it. Keplinger and Panachek did. Panachek tries to create some space. Drag around, glove hand save for Brian Wilson. Brian Wilson having an excellent game. Shot counter now at 9-6 in Carolina's favor. Wilson has stopped them all so far. Thunderbirds doing a good job of winning draws. Dowler and McDonald on the ice. Sheehan and Panachek again. Peshtuka turns, shot blocked off another clean faceoff when Ojic can't control it. Knocked down, puck bounces off the kick by Dowler. Kuznetsov tries to get this out. Peshtuka holds it. Peshtuka gets around Kuznetsov. Drags through. Dowler tries to separate him from the puck. Throws a couple of good checks. And works the puck along the wall for Sheehan. Sheehan trying to get it to his forehand. Still on his back. Where is it? The puck bounces over. The Hat Tricks played it. They're offsides. Sheehan feels like he was ushered over the blue line, but whistle's a whistle. Neutral zone face-off. Ruiz and Hussey. Hussey with a win. Martin cross to his right. Ruiz picks off the pass and will walk in. Ruiz to the circle, turns, fires, save made, and Hussey allows no rebound. Offensive zone face-off for Danbury. Johnny Ruiz, his first great shot of the game. Don't expect it to be his last. Ruiz wins the draw. McKittrick plays over to Robertson. A big shot, and Hussey the save. He saw it through the traffic. Riley Robertson, a cannon of a shot. 3 points these playoffs. A goal and 2 assists. He only had 1 point and assist through the course of the regular season. Trying to win his second consecutive Commissioner's Cup. Marchesson will play it to Robertson. Robertson, of course, a part of last year's Watertown Wolves team. McKittrick takes the hit. Ruiz tried to kick it to himself. Martin took the puck away. Worked around for Lucas Rowe. Trying to find an outlet. Tried to elude a hit and ends up turning the puck over in neutral. Worked in. Patrick's going for a line change, and Carolina will regroup. Jake Peavy over the middle, knocked down. DeBenedette taken away from him. Not the right idea, just couldn't quite control it. Gonzalez coming over right in front of the scorer's booth. DeBenedette will ring it deep. Tucker Firth got to it ahead of Bonnell. Kept in at the line. Bonnell will ring it around for Radcliffe. A little too far for him. Radcliffe will get to it. No Thunderbirds there for it. Dowler can't control it. He'll whack it in across the blue line, and the Hat-Tricks have to regroup. 9:50 the time remaining here in the first. Martin over the middle. He'll pitchfork this deep. Gonzalez there for it. Takes the crunch from Baker. Xavier Abdella up to Tobias Ojek. Trying to create some space. Drops the pass forward to Benedette. Backhands this deep. Ojek will go and give it chase. Ojek pulls up, eludes the hit. Lucas Rowe gets to it. Rowe will throw it to the bench. McDonald on top of it. He'll throw it on. Bounces. Sheehan couldn't do anything with it. Ojek the hit. Dowler will work it along. Trying to play this out. Ford controls it. Ford will throw it ahead for Rowe, who can't control it. Wilson out of his net, looking for a release valve pass. McDonald's there for it. Ojek holds it. Diagonal pass for Michael Falanga. It's behind him. Sheehan will go ahead, turns, fires, and sails the shot just wide of the post. Marchesson on a loose puck. Tried to work it on. Marchesson couldn't quite get to it. Marchesson will whack this deep for Sheehan. Had his stick lifted, and Gus Ford will play it forward for Keplinger. Marchesson with the poke from behind. Dowler in Keplinger's way, turns, fires, just a little bit wide on the shot. Don't think that got on Wilson. Ford gets crunched by Sheehan. Bonnell up to Marchesson. He'll get this out. This has not enough steam to turn into icing. Carolina frequently forced to go the length of the ice here in the first. Kennedy will go and get it. Try to play it to the slot for Ford. Couldn't connect with him. Yao was in the way. Yao now contesting this. Ruiz as well. 4 players stapled to the boards. Yao will finally get this up. It bounces over Kennedy's stick. Marchesson can't win the race to it. Ruiz has to pull up. Marchesson gets back. Ruiz tried the backhand pass. Wanted to connect with Radcliffe. It's on a Carolina stick instead. Ruiz can't control it. Keplinger held it to Benedette with the pickoff. Bonnell comes over. Gets mugged by Salak. He'll backhand this deep. Kennedy tried to work it along the wall. Bonnell to DeBenedette. Radcliffe looking for it. DeBenedette still on his stick. He'll backhand it around for Radcliffe. Jostling for position, goes down. Carolina will get this out. Forward to Keplinger, across for Salak. Salak on his backhand, spinning, looking for some room to work with. Peshtuka, a passing option there, can't get it away to him. Gonzalez with the takeaway. Radcliffe will get this over the blue line as we have 7 minutes left to go in the opener. Gonzalez comes across, can't play it. Peshtuka up top. Peshtuka turns, looks, lobs it deep. Panachek, Firth going to the net. Panachek turning and firing across to the circle, into the slot. Peshtuka can't get the shot away cleanly, and it's cleared over the blue line by Lucas DeBenedette. Martin tries to play it, picked off by Tobias Ojek, and a great diving effort by Peshtuka to keep that from turning into a breakaway chance. Here come the Thunderbirds. The shot by Panachek sailed it too high over the crossbar. McDonald wanted to work it along for Ojek. Tried to chip the pass. Ojek, Kuznetsov calling for it ahead. Ojek will have to backhand this deep. 6:10 left to go. A hit away from the puck. A quickly moving game. Butita to the circle. John Butita on net, bouncing. It sits on the apron of the goal, and Dowler will play this for Sheehan. Trying to control it, Butita will just take it to the red line. We're coming up on almost the 5-minute mark. We still have 2 more media timeouts to get through. This game is flying. Long clear. This is going to turn into an icing. So with 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go, we'll take our now under 10, almost under 5 media timeout from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, here on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel. Quick pause, back in a minute. Word from our friends at Peach Wave of Bethel. Located on Greenwood Avenue in Bethel, Connecticut, Peach Wave is your go-to place for a quality treat. Yogurts and toppings, it doesn't get much better than that. Catch a wave, a peach one. Carolina leads the shot counter 11-8. They have flipped that on its head from where Danbury had the advantage at 1.5 to 2, but Brian Wilson, A, has been excellent, and B, this has been a fast-moving game. This game started scheduled for 6:05. We have 5 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the first period of regulation, and it is 6:30. These guys are moving. Danbury eager to try and get themselves on the bus and back to Danbury with a victory in hand. Sheehan and Butita, actually no, Sheehan and Panachek on the dot, tried to tie it up. Sheehan will play it to the boards. Abdella got this up and beyond Kennedy. Marchesson racing him for it. Kennedy got to it, had the positional advantage. Marchesson tried to take the puck away and worked it free. Peshtuka behind the net. Ruiz tried to spin him off. Peshtuka to the circle. Passed across for Panachek. McKittrick tried to knock it down. Yao the hit on Salak. Robertson will take the puck away. Robertson the long pass ahead for Ruiz. Dips out of a hit. Icing called against Danbury. We'll get a defensive end face-off with 5:06 to go. The lone goal for Danbury came 1:15 in. Jacob Radcliffe put that home. Lucas DeBenedette, the lone assist. Radcliffe's 5th goal and 8th point. DeBenedette's 10th point of the postseason, his 6th assist. Ruiz can't win the face-off from Baker. Up to the point. Peshtuka calling for it. Turns, fires. Wilson will just simply put it in his glove with exactly 5 minutes left. Yao and Marchesson having a few words with Dawson Baker. Baker got into it with a couple of the hat tricks yesterday, and the officials just gonna tell him to knock it off over there, boys. Exactly 5 minutes left. Next pause will give us our third and final media timeout of the period. Ruiz and Baker again, or no, actually, we will take the media timeout. The light is on, so we'll take it right now. Quick pause, back in 1 more minute here on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel. Dowler Garage in New Preston, Connecticut, specializing in batteries, brakes, and general service. When you're stuck, you're in luck. Call Mike so you don't need a bike. Check them out, our friends at Dowler Garage. Not much change in the shot counter, just 12-8, just one more for Carolina. Trying to figure out Brian Wilson. Danbury scored the first goal of the game. So far, the only goal of the game off Jacob Radcliffe's stick. Carolina has controlled the offensive pace for much of the game since that tally, 1:15 in. Brian Wilson has kept them at bay. Hat-tricks can't win this face-off. Keplinger with the win. Kennedy will play it off the boards, bounces low for Baker. On and along for Keplinger. Ruiz throws a huge check up for Falanga. He'll tip it out. Tried the self-pass and sent it too far. Kennedy the long send in. Ford and Abdella going for it. Abdella gets under Ford. DeBenedette tried to come away with it. Around for Falanga. Plays it backwards. Two number 10s hitting each other. DeBenedette and McKittrick up. DeBenedette to the slot. Shot just a little bit wide. McKittrick to the loose puck. Wanted to play it along for Falanga. Hat-tricks have not had much offensive zone time the back half of this first period. And Carolina's intent is to not let them have any more as Keplinger can't control it. He'll head off. Dowler comes back to play this. 4:05 to go. Dowler just holds it and looks. DeBenedette. Long pass ahead. This is an icing call. That's a mistake by Lucas DeBenedette. We'll get a defensive zone face-off. He thought that he was going to have somebody streaking down the ice, and he threw it too far ahead. So the Hat-Tricks have more defensive zone work to do. Hussey and DeBenedette on the dot. Hussey the win. Firth, point shot, caught his own guy right in the gut. Dowler controls it, flips it high. DeBenedette controls the bouncing puck. Radcliffe across the blue line. DeBenedette, a cross shot. Save made. Bunnell tried to get to the rebound and hit the boards instead. On to Rowe. Rowe diving across was Dowler. Firth turn, fire, kick, save. The net is open, and Dowler will carry this out. DeBenedette gliding in ahead. Dowler couldn't connect with him, had a Thunderbird draped right over his shoulder. He'll hop off for a line change after just throwing it ahead. Ojic almost forced a turnover. Rung on off the wall. Wilson will stick it backwards for Yao. Backhanded wanted for Kuznetsov. Goes right back to Yao. Too far for Robertson. Turned over in the hat-trick end. Butita to the loose puck. Butita to the point. Hussey threw it low. Lucas Rowe. Backhanded wanted to the circle. And Ojic is the lone stick there for it. Over Firth. Kuznetsov and Sheehan both there for it. It's tipped into the scorer's table. We'll have a center ice face-off with 2:49 left to go. Regardless of what happens here tonight, this will be the last game played here at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex this season. The FPHL season, no matter what, is going to end next weekend at the Danbury Ice Arena. They are going to call Ruiz for the hand pass. Panachek and Ruiz trading a couple of shoves after that. We'll do a center ice face-off again and burning all of 3 seconds off in between face-offs. Ruiz and Panachek again. These teams very quickly building a pretty strong dislike of each other. Hat-tricks win the draw into their own end. Gonzalez looking for the outlet. Gonzalez wants the pass ahead for Marchesson over Grabenikov's glove. McKittrick trying to win the race to the puck. Takes the crunch. Marchesson trying to spring it free. Marchesson tried the kick. Gets held up. No penalty here. Grabenikov can't get it out. Kennedy can. Cross the red line. Kennedy on Wilson. Will just put his glove right on top of it with 2:14 to go. Thunderbirds fans imploring for a goal. Hat-tricks fans hoping to get to intermission up. And hoping to get one more offensive push. 9 shots on goal for Danbury. One of them has found the twine. DeBenedette wins the draw. Salak tried to go to the boards. Peshtuka there for it. Peshtuka trying to leave it for Salak. Dowler the check. Doesn't connect with him cleanly. Grabenikov across. Steps into it. We have a delayed penalty. McDonald will play it to the corner with 1:54 left. Carolina is going to the power play for the second time today. Brendan Dowler takes the penalty. It's a 2-minute tripping call against Dowler. Hat-tricks have already killed off 1 penalty so far tonight. They'll look to kill off another one. Louise and Bennell on the ice together. They'll step to the face-off dot. Puck settled. Up to the point. Ford for Firth. Ford holds it. Firth. Patient power play. Baker thought about the shot, didn't have the lane. Turns and fires. Shot blocked. Bennell will flip this over the red line and into Carolina ice. Hussey out of his crease. Firth will carry it. Gives it backwards for Ford. Led the league in scoring this season. Gus Ford creates some space. In on Wilson. Save made by Brian Wilson. His best and biggest save of the game so far. Firth the handoff to Ford. Ford gliding in again. Ford runs out of room. Falanga tries to inch this along the dasher. Underneath Butita, we're down to the last minute of the frame. Riley Robertson can't get it up. Ford drops it for Baker. Low for Butita. Play it up for Baker. To the circle, turns, fires, hit the pipe, I think. A good save by Wilson. I think he hit Wilson, then hit the pipe. A big save. Brian Wilson has been excellent in this period. Carolina still on the power play and still on the attack. Ford. Keplinger couldn't get the shot away. The net was open, and he couldn't get the shot off of his stick. Hatrick's trying to keep this puck stapled to the boards and kill off the final 20 seconds. Robertson, the stick lift on Keplinger. Butita to the point for Baker. Steps into a shot. No, hands off to the circle. To the point. Ford calling for it. Creates some space. Holds it. Ford. Shot. He scores! 8.4 seconds left in the first, and the Hat-Tricks surrender the lead. Second straight game that Carolina gets a goal in the dying seconds. Gus Ford, already his third goal of the finals. And we're 8.4 seconds away from going into the intermission, tied up at 1 apiece. Ruiz and Panachik waiting to face off. Panachik will take it and run ahead. Panachik turns. Shot's a little bit wide, and the final seconds burn out. We'll go to the intermission. Not before a little pushing and shoving. Marchessault getting into it with Panachik. Panachik still yelling at Marchessault. The officials telling everybody to back off. Panachik and Marchessault keep jawing with each other. And the officials will send everybody to their respective locker rooms. Carolina, something to be very happy about. This game is tied. They capitalize on their power play with 8 seconds left. The assists on the Carolina goal going to John Butita and Dawson Baker. The goal for Ford, his 4th goal of the playoffs, his 11th point. It's a big, big score in the game and has this matchup even at a goal apiece heading into intermission. Jacob Radcliffe had the hat-trick goal, 1:45 in. We'll take a breather, come back in a bit from the Winston-Salem Fairground Annex here on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel. First intermission between the Hat-Tricks and Thunderbirds in Game 2 of the Commissioner's Cup Finals. Hat-Tricks fans made the trip down. We're tied up at 1 goal apiece between the Hat-Tricks and Thunderbirds. Danbury got their goal early, and Carolina got their goal late. And I had the opportunity to speak with Brendan Sheehan, who scored one of the Hat-Trick goals yesterday. Actually opened up the scoring in yesterday's Game 1 of the championship series. Let's have a word from Brendan Sheehan. Game 2 of the Commissioner's Cup Championship Series is on the way, and I'm here with Brendan Sheehan. And Buzzy, first, congratulations on getting here. But let's talk about what happened last night with Game 1 being a defeat. What do you think Carolina did so well that you guys need to adjust to? Just change the game and stuff for Game 2?
Yeah, I think they're really good off the rush. So I think getting pucks in at the red line and the blue line and making sure that we're hard on them on transition will really feed into our game and keep them off the score sheet. I think they were a little too opportunistic on us, and I think we gave them a lot more than they earned. So I think if we can play a full 60 minutes, I think it should go in our favor tonight.
1 goal apiece so far between the Hat-Tricks and Thunderbirds. And a quick roundup on the scoring for this game so far. Jacob Radcliffe opened up the affair with 1 minute and 15 gone by. He scored the first goal of the game. Lucas de Benedette with the lone assist. And then with 8 seconds left to go in the opening stanza, Gus Ford with a power play goal. That's already Ford's 3rd goal in 2 games these finals. Tied the game up. John Butita and Dawson Baker had the assists. A pair of penalties going against the Hat-Tricks. Gordy Bennell with a delay of game penalty, and Brendan Dowler with a tripping minor. Hat-Tricks killed the first one of those off, unable to kill off the second of those. Shots were 16-9 in favor of the Thunderbirds. Brian Wilson stopped 15 of those shots he faced and had an awful lot of work to do to try and keep it at that low. Gus Ford very nearly had 2 goals on 2 different occasions through the course of the opening period, as the Hat-Tricks and their fans, with still plenty to enjoy being down here, tied up at 1 goal apiece at the end of the intermission. And I'm sure Billy McCreary's squad hoping to get a little bit more up on the board during the second period than just the 1. We'll take a breather, come back in a minute with the second period between the Hat-Tricks and Thunderbirds here on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel. The Danbury Hat Tricks coming on to the ice for the second period, tied up at 1 goal apiece. They've been outshot in 3 of the 4 periods so far. They're looking to change that here in period number 2 of the Commissioners' Cup Finals, the first time the Hat Tricks have been to the championship series in their franchise's history. Danbury will be going from right to left across your internet waves for the second period. Wilson and Hussey, the goaltenders, no change on that score. Schnapp looking to start the period, didn't play in yesterday's matchup. Has been in the middle of a couple of imposing shifts throughout the course of things today. Marchesson, Ruiz, and McKittrick will be the forwards to start things off on the ice for Danbury. Abdella and Gonzalez, as Gonzalez continues to have a chat with the officials right in front of the scores table. Butita as well. The conference breaks up. Both players involved in the conference with the officials are going to stay on. Ruiz and Butita. Actually, it'll be Ruiz and Hussey will take the face-off. Carolina dominated the face-off counter in the first period. Hat Tricks look to respond and get it going in their favor as Ruiz has a few words with Gonzalez and Abdella. Goalies are ready. Centers are ready. The officials, Butita throwing a few shoves into Daniel McKittrick's elbow. One more for good measure. The puck is dropped. We're underway from Winston-Salem for period number 2. Lucas Rowe will give chase. Abdella, stick comes right up to his head, and that is going to be a penalty. All of 10 seconds into the period. It's a high sticking call going against the Thunderbirds, specifically Lucas Rowe. And Danbury, his power play is converting at a 31% rate in these playoffs. Gets their first power play opportunity of the evening. 31.6 to be exact. Ruiz dueling against Blake Peavy, who wins it. Schnapp will get the clear. Wilson will settle it. Brian Wilson will leave it behind his net for Radcliffe to come and get. Radcliffe with the lone hat-trick goal so far this evening. McDonald up the wing. Blows by Marchesson. McDonald will ring it around for Ruiz. Pinches at the half boards. Around for McKittrick. Wants it to the point. Radcliffe controls it. Flung high. Bounces along the ledge of the boards. Can't get the clear. McKittrick wanted to play it low for Ruiz. Has McDonald instead. Turns, fires. Blocker. Save made by Hussey. Marchesson turned and played it to the point. Radcliffe. Ruiz, it's underneath his stick. And low for McKittrick. Ruiz to Radcliffe at the point. Ruiz controls it, steps into the slot, turns, fires, save made, goes topside. 57 seconds of power play time gone off the clock. Hussey holding his own on the power play for the Hat Tricks. Danbury 1-for-3 in last night's power play. Had a 5-on-3, an elongated 5-on-3, and were unable to capitalize on it. The two number 27s, Sheehan and Peavy. Sheehan will win it. Ojic will set this up. Leaves it for Yao. Sheehan had a goal last night. DeBenedette turns. His shot is tipped upstairs. 53 seconds of power play time remaining. Thunderbirds will get a personnel swap. Salak and Panacek, the forwards. We'll get New Dion there as well. Grebennikov and Kennedy. We'll leave Schnapp and Peavy as this will fly down the ice. Wilson out of his net to settle it for Yao. Jared Yao will leave it behind him for Bunnell. Bunnell slaloms through. Bunnell, hat tricks are off sides. Not sure if it's Sheehan or if it's DeBenedette. They're going to whistle for it, but regardless of who, it's an offsides call. They'll swap units. 43 left on the row high stick. They're going to add a little time. Actually, no, they're burning a few seconds off. The whistle sounded too early, so it'll be 18:25 left and 36 seconds. They called the whistle too early as Billy McCreary and Tyler Noseworthy asking for some updates and directions, and they don't make a big fuss about it, so we'll go ahead. Panachik and Ruiz. Ruiz wins the draw. Radcliffe across for McDonald. J-Mac will hand it off for Radcliffe. Ruiz. He's got some room for McDonald on the opposite side of the neutral zone. Bring it deep. Puck bounces. Ruiz tries to glide in. McKittrick will turn and look for it up to the point for Radcliffe. 15 seconds of power play time left. Ruiz wanted it for Marchessault and couldn't connect. Out to Radcliffe. Long pass ahead. Marchessault will funnel this deep. And the hat tricks 0 for 1 on the power play. Carolina successful on the kill. McDonald knocks down the long pass. And Danbury will look for more offensive zone time. Kennedy to the puck. Sheehan there for it as well. Creates the turnover. Sheehan holds his own. Played it to Kuznetsov. Puck still at the top of the circle. Rowe couldn't get it through Gonzalez. Abdella taken away by Panachik. To the slot, turning, Rowe on his backhand shot, save made by Wilson. Salak trying to create some more offensive zone time, shields the puck beautifully, handled it, wanted it to the slot. Ojic will bat it to the blue line, shot on, kick save by Wilson, and Carolina has gone right back to the offense. Peavy will glide in, wants it at the slot for Salak. Carolina trying to take their first lead of the game, and Brian Wilson has other ideas, makes the stop. Danbury with a power play they can't capitalize on. And Carolina getting right back to the shooting gallery. Puck is tied up right in the circle. Dowler will kick it. There was a check on Keplinger. Radcliffe ducks out of the way of a hit. Baker to Peavy. Back up top for Baker. Turns it to the left. Low to the goal line, extended on net, save made. Shot blocked by Dowler. Up ends Peavy. Bunnell in on Wilson. A good shot by Blake Peavy. And Wilson with a glove hand as Dawson Baker and Brendan Dowler continue to trade words. Baker has been chirpy with the hat tricks both games so far. We're still tied at 1 goal apiece. Shots 22-11 for the game. Danbury had the first offensive chances of the period. Keplinger and Ruiz will face off. Ruiz with the face-off win. Robertson leaves it behind him for Yao. Keplinger relentless on the forecheck. Used the net as a screen, did Yao. Marchessault controls it. Wants it ahead for McKittrick. Pulls up. Marchessault creates some space. Still on his backhand. And finally taken away on the combination of Firth and Baker's sticks. Baker, long pass ahead. Knocked down by Robertson. Yao will settle it. Look for it to his left. Puck to the boards. Sheehan gets crunched. Gets a rise out of the fans here. Robertson gets into it as well. Ford gliding in. Ford fumbles the puck. Marchessault tries to control it and does. Marchessault will lob it. Sheehan catches and runs. Sheehan Gets to the circle. He'll pull up. Sheehan will just fire it into the corner glass. Bounces to the circle. Firth high to the neutral ice. Gonzalez tries to control it. Has Abdallah on his left. Previously tied up Beebe. Sheehan ahead. Sheehan doesn't get anything on the shot. Puck loose in the slot. Up the wing. Running straight downhill is Brendan Hussey. Circle shot off the crossbar. Rebound bounces to Schnapp, and he couldn't control it. Bounces to Butita. Backhander just sent wide. Carolina peppering Wilson and unable to finish it off, courtesy of just misfortune from the Thunderbirds' perspective. Wilson throws his glove on top of it and keeps this game tied. A mix of good fortune and brilliant goaltending has this game tied at 1 apiece. We'll take the under 15 media timeout. Quick pause, back in a moment. From Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You're in the Danbury Hat Tricks YouTube channel. McCabe's Classic Deli in Brookfield is ready to serve you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Grab and go or ready to heat and eat. McCabe's is food with a Bronx flair. The Hat Tricks win tonight. Everybody gets the opportunity for a buy one, get one breakfast sandwich from McCabe's Classic Deli. 24-11 the shots. Carolina, after the power play, has been offensively dominant. Brian Wilson hasn't come back over to his net yet. The officials making sure that Wilson just comes back over. We're good to go. To Benedette and Hussey. To Benedette, wins the draw. Dowler around the wall for Radcliffe. Tried to flip it for McDonald. Settled it, nearly turned it over. Now completed that turnover. Radcliffe can't get this out. Hussey turning at the circle. Up top for Kennedy. Turns, fires. His shot is blocked. De Benedette will carry this out. Bonnell on his left. Receives the pass. Gordy Bonnell drags in, leaves it for De Benedette. Pulls up, looking for some room to work with. Carolina has done a very good job of, even if the Hat Tricks get deep into the offensive zone, having guys back there to break up any passing lanes to set up shots. As De Benedette will tip this. Marchesson runs on. Big hit on Kennedy. Yao comes over. Rings this one around for Ruiz. Ruiz, the captain of the Hat Tricks, settles it. Spins out of a hit. Tried to play the puck. Robertson can't control it. It's out to center ice for Yao. Thrown on net. Hussey makes the save on the clapper from Yao. Marchesson trailing. Yao picks it off. McKittrick lost it. Martin throws it ahead, creating some room. Salak at the circle. Robertson lost the stick, got it back. Through to empty space. Marchesson picks off the pass. Marchesson, McKittrick with him. Marchesson throws this in. Peshtuka with the check to help separate him from the puck. Along the glass, knocked down by Gonzalez. Tipped, and Sheehan is free. Shot save made, big rebound. Nobody there to punch it home for the Hat Tricks. Salak over the middle. Knocked down. Salak turns with it at the line. Peshtuka pulls up. Look to play it behind him. It's tipped before it can ever get on the stick of Peter Panachek. Tobias Ojic tries to take it away from him. Panachek glides in. Hat Tricks take a penalty. It's a 2-minute minor. I think this is going to be called as a trip. With 13:02 left to go. Brandon Sheehan's going to head off for 2. Carolina, who's already gotten one power play goal tonight, has a chance to take the lead on the man advantage. Danbury, an 88% penalty kill coming into this game, means a stop. Carolina has been able to dictate the pace, rhythm, and feel of the game for much of it. Clean face-off win for Baker. Baker turns, wants the shot. It's just tipped a little bit wide. DeBenedetto over to the loose puck. Can't get this out. Yao will ring it around. Ford got to it at the point and played it low for Butita, his captain. Robertson's glove comes off his hand. He'll get it and throw it back on. Ford steps it to the point. Firth, opposite circle, across, wanted Ford and couldn't handle it. Ford up to Firth. Firth, hands off Ford, steps into the circle, the shot, he scores another one. Gus Ford, 4 goals in 2 finals games. This one comes 34 seconds into the power play, and the Thunderbirds take their first lead of the game, 2-1. 7 minutes and 33 seconds in. Now Danbury has to answer. Thunderbirds win the draw. Rung on to Wilson, who will kick it to the corner. Dowler gone underneath Schnapp, who throws his check. Ruiz goes down. He'll get back into it. Puck just stapled against the corner wall. The officials letting this go for a long time. Dowler not giving an inch. Puck moves only a little bit. Schnapp right there with it as well. This puck has stayed stuck there for a good long while. Ruiz finally with the takeaway. He'll punch this out. Grebennikov fumbled it. Hat-tricks somehow kept that on sides. On comes Grebennikov. Cross the blue line, plays it to the wall, blows a tire. McDonald and Dowler there for it. Dowler will bring it around. Salak is the only player there for it. Leaves it low. McDonald will get to it. McDonald controls it, wants the long pass ahead for Falanga, who's hot off the bench. Dowler wanted Sheehan. Dowler will play it, tries, it's tipped and out. Flown into section 104 and caught cleanly by a fan. 2-1, Carolina in the lead. Shots are 26-13 for Carolina. Sheehan and Panachek will face off again. Puck loose at the red line. Panachek holds it, looks for it. Ojic tried to knock it down, loose at the blue line and whacked deep. Abdella will come over and play it. Abdella will look for a release valve. Xavier Abdella will hold it for a good long while. Abdella with the pass for Ojic, caught him on his skate. Ojic tries to play it free. Out for Panachek, settled at the blue line by Gonzalez. Abdella goes down. Carolina takes a tripping minor with 10:43 left. That's about as easy a tripping call as you're going to get. You'll hear a few smattering of boos from the Thunderbirds fans. It's nothing that bad, though. A 2-minute trip on Salak, and the Hat-Tricks 0 for 1 on the power play. Need to score to tie this game at 2 apiece and try and claw back the momentum. Carolina firmly has it in their talons. Puck rung round the dasher. No, they tried to. Marchessault plays it up to McDonald, settles it, works it low for McKittrick. McKittrick holds it. Ruiz up to Radcliffe. Radcliffe turns point, shot blocked down. Grebennikov will clear it. Radcliffe settles it in his skate blade. Thrown ahead for Marchessault. Tries to create some room, ran out of space. Forward for McKittrick. Pulls up in the gained attacking end. Grebennikov and Marchessault wrestle for it. Ruiz comes in to help him out. So does McKittrick. Puck free, taken away off of Kennedy's stick by Ruiz. Marchessault will hold it and work. Marchessault flubs the puck. Kennedy will take it away. Kennedy glides in at the circle. Radcliffe will take it. Ojic on the ice, receives the pass from Radcliffe. Ojic to DeBenedette. Slot shot sent wide. DeBenedette gets to the loose puck. Bunnell at the circle. Bunnell up top wanted DeBenedette and couldn't connect with them. It's cleared the opposite length of the ice. 43 seconds of power play time left to go. Gonzalez sprinting in, leaves it behind him for Sheehan. Sheehan will take the line. Drop for Ojic. Low for Sheehan. Gets crunched. DeBenedette gliding in. Peshtuka and Firth trying to get this out. It's underneath Gonzalez's stick. Wilson's out of his crease to go and control it, looking for a passing option. He'll leave it too long. Has to get back into his net. And what's the whistle we have here? Clock will stop with 8:55 left. Firth heading over to the box. Tucker Firth heading in. It's a cross-checking penalty. We'll get you the full scoring on this. Wow. So we're going to have 13 seconds worth of a 5-on-3 power play. We'll take a quick pause, come back in a little bit after the media timeout and explain the full situation here on the Danbury Hat Tricks YouTube channel. Set Fitness is the official gym and training center of the Danbury Hat Tricks. Pump iron or tone up. Don't get sand kick in your face. Join Set Fitness and be the best you. So here's the shot situation. It's 26-13 in favor of the Thunderbirds. Jan Salak serving a penalty. He's only got 13 more seconds left on his trip. They've also called a 2-minute cross-checking penalty against Tucker Firth, and the Danbury Hat Tricks have 13 seconds worth of a 5-on-3 power play to try and get a goal in. They have an extended power play situation, very similar to the one they had last night. Schnapp and Marchessault jostling for position before we even have a face-off. Ruiz will win it. McKittrick will play it to McDonald. McKittrick steps into some space. Ruiz, the shot. Save made. Puck bounces. Kennedy tried to get the clear. Radcliffe to McDonald. Final seconds of the first penalty come to a conclusion. Marchessault tries to shovel it home and can't. Kennedy will take this away. Hussey with a good couple of saves. Kennedy glides over the middle, and the Annex enjoying their night. Ruiz tried to get on the takeaway. Schnapp will glide this in. Off for Salak. Salak steps into it. Turns. Will just hold it. Tries to create some space at the circle. The shot. Kick save by Brian Wilson. A good shorthanded chance. And Carolina skating as though they are on the power play. Danbury flummoxed and needing to get control of the puck so that they can do something on the power play here. Peavy glides in with some speed. Peavy creates some room. Peavy holds it. McDonald trying to get the puck free. Schnapp spinning with it. Schnapp still with the puck. Brilliant penalty killing for Carolina. They have killed over half of the Tucker Firth penalty. Wilson out of his net, left it for Jacob Radcliffe. Only now does Danbury get control of the puck. Sheehan to DeBenedette. Wanted it across. DeBenedette catches and plays it cleanly. DeBenedette low for Ojic. Up to the point for Bunnell. Steps into some space along the boards. Bunnell wanted it across, bouncing puck, and it's covered by Hussey. The Annex enjoying the effort from their Thunderbirds. (2-1), Carolina in the lead. Danbury is 29 seconds of a power play left to go. They'll have an offensive zone face-off. It's a big juncture in the game. Bunnell will take the face-off. It's a clean win for Dawson Baker. Ojic turns and fires it just a little too high. The puck came free, and Hussey with the save. Sheehan and Baker will take the face-off. Clean face-off win. Nope. It's one of my least favorite things in all of hockey, the fake face-off. So we'll do it all over again. 22 seconds of power play time remaining for Danbury. Sheehan and Baker waiting to get the go-ahead from the officials. They finally have it. Tied up on the dot. DeBenedette tried to go ahead. Kennedy will clear it. 17 seconds left. Gonzalez will come over and pick it up. Gonzalez at the circle. Ojic on the left. DeBenedette on the right. Left behind for Sheehan. Glides in. He'll bring it deep, go and give chase. Sheehan tries to create some room with the puck. Sheehan, the hat tricks for the second game in a row. Have failed to score on a 5-on-3 power play. Puck bounces over Gonzalez's stick. Keplinger sprints to the circle and comes up with possession of the puck. Carolina trying to create some more space. Shot save, I think, made by Wilson, and then it went straight up into the protective netting. The Thunderbirds in the lead, 2-1, and looking for more. They're trying to send this series up to Danbury. 2-0 in their favor. Danbury fighting to get some momentum. Panachik and Ruiz. Panachik with the face-off win. Martin turns, fires, punched out by Wilson and goes straight into the stands. Officials need a puck. They get one from the scorer's bench. Or scorer's box, I should say. Ruiz and Panachik will do it again. Falanga and Robertson try and win it out to the circle for Salak. Turning and looking backhand shot saved by Wilson. It's been easily the best hat trick player. Yao gets crunched. Robertson tries to get this puck out. Kuznetsov can't clear it. Puck sits, just sits underneath a slew of skates, and they'll finally get this out. Yao, some room. Yao off the wall, wants it for Verlanga. Kuznetsov glides in. Kuznetsov stick lifted, has to retreat for it. Tried to kick the pass along. Lucas Rowe with the takeaway. Kuznetsov shields the puck, runs on. Kuznetsov glides in. Dmitry Kuznetsov creating some room. Kuznetsov holds it. Save made by Hussey. It's an excellent effort by Dmitry Kuznetsov just to create a shot. And Hussey snuffs it out. The chant is the goalie's last name. DeBenedette the face-off win. Shot blocked. Flipped up off the boards. McDonald took a whack and threw it across the blue line to the hat-trick bench. Radcliffe can't get there. DeBenedette tried to turn through some traffic. Gets held up. Radcliffe will backhand this deep. Hat-tricks are on sides. Grebennikov to the puck. DeBenedette collides with him. Kennedy and Grebennikov combined to carry this out. Dawson Baker knocked down by Radcliffe. He'll pitchfork this in. Dowler wanted to use the net as a shield forward, almost had the takeaway. And what do we have? It's a Carolina penalty with 5 minutes on the dot. A tripping call going against Gus Ford. So after the media timeout, Danbury will go to the power play and try and tie this game up. Quick pause, back in a moment from the Annex here on the Danbury Hat Tricks YouTube channel. Reverie Brewing Company is now a featured beverage in the Danbury Ice Arena. Grab a Reverie and don't quit your daydream. When you drink Reverie, anything is possible. Shots are 31-18 for Carolina. The score is 2-1 for Carolina. Danbury about set to go to their third power play of the period. They are 0 for their previous 2, one of those an extended power play in which they also had a 5-on-3 opportunity. Ruiz having a chat with Schnapp. Brian Wilson heading back to his crease. Danbury a golden chance to try and tie this game up before the intermission. Carolina has held much, if not all, of the momentum for the duration of the period. Peavy and Ruiz waiting to go. The shot counter is 15-9 for Carolina in the period as Hussey will cover it. Went right onto his crease and very smartly covered it. The Thunderbird fans boo the call being announced. Again, it's a tripping minor against Gus Ford. The officials saying a few things to Blake Peavy. Clean face-off win up to Radcliffe at the point. Low for Marchesson behind the net. Tried to play it up for MacDonald. Puck gets checked and cleared. Wilson out of his net. Radcliffe over. Radcliffe with the lone hat trick goal tonight. Long pass ahead for McKittrick. Marchesson can't control it cleanly. Kennedy fighting it and does get the clear. First 34 seconds of the power play gone off. Ruiz the pass to McDonald. Behind McKittrick, this doesn't turn into an icing. Firth does get the clear out to neutral ice. Ruiz goes ahead. Ruiz to the circle, the blast. It goes just a little bit wide of the crossbar and post. Kennedy will sky it over the middle, all the way to Danbury ice. Radcliffe still on. Hattrick's getting the second power play unit up. Radcliffe has Gordy Bennell on his left. Backwards for Sheehan. Radcliffe still on. Sheehan tried to leave it behind him for De Benedette. Bouncing to the point. Yao can't get this through. Yao cuts off the pass intended for Panachek to prevent a shorthanded breakaway chance. Yao tried to get it through for Peshtuka. Ojic turns and looks for it. Ojic holds it. 34 seconds of power play time left. De Benedette drag shot off the glass, a little too high. Panachek hammers it. Bennell knocks it down at the point. De Benedette up to Yao at the point. Yao, the shot bounces off the glass and settles on the apron of the goal. De Benedette will play this around for Ojic. 13 seconds left. Yao to the circle for Sheehan. Low and tight. Ojic tried the tip. Stick comes well out of the hand, and Ojic controls it. Ojic turns it up to the point. Sheehan calling for it. Sheehan across. Wanted to Benedette. Yao will settle this. Hat tricks are over on the penalty on the power play tonight. Ojic will turn and play it. Shot on net. Ojic got crunched away from the puck. Bennell and Sheehan trying to keep this in the attacking end. They can't. Ahead for Ford. At the line. Ford steps in. Across. Shot. Stopped by Brian Wilson. Sheehan, the long pass ahead for Xavier Abdella, fresh off the bench. And Wilson, his biggest save of the night so far to keep it at 2-1. Long pass ahead and a clear icing call against Carolina. A lot of action for only 3 goals. Carolina leading this game 2-1. Danbury got a couple of looks on the power play. Couldn't finish any of them off. Hat tricks still down only 1. They need a goal to tie this thing up. The Thunderbirds trying to play keep away. Face-off is down, up to the point. Gonzalez, shot blocked by Salak. Ford sprints in. Wilson's out of his net. Throws it to Marchesson at the blue line. Gets crunched. Ford at the blue line looking for a shot. It's on net. Wilson the stop. He'll just throw his glove on top of it. It's the smart decision just to kill it. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. Bad sign for Danbury. Tobias Ojic heading off. He got crunched on a play behind his net. Ojic will head off to the hat trick locker room. That's a hard sign to see if you are a hat trick supporter. Carolina in the lead 2-1. Looking for another one. Tumbling down. Radcliffe tried to control it. Knocked down by DeBenedette. Turning to the slot. Forward holds it. Cross for Firth. Firth low. Up top. Puck bounces just a little bit wide. Keplinger holds it. Up to the point. Shot on. Knocked down by Dowler. He'll fly it out. Dowler and Grebenikov. Get back for it. Falanga overran it a little bit. Firth looking for the outlet. Bounces right into the hat-trick bench. This is going to be, I believe, a defensive zone face-off in the Thunderbird end. Hat-tricks being outshot 33-19. Still down only one. Brian Wilson has stopped 31 of 33 shots faced. Hat-tricks can flip the script with one score and even this thing up. Line shuffle a bit more. Bonnell now on the wing with Sheehan and Kuznetsov. Turn shot blocked. Rowe over the middle. Rowe will lob this in. Wilson catches and will just hold it in his glove. A minute and 24 left. Games 3, 4, and 5 if necessary. However many games are necessary. We'll be at the Danbury Ice Arena Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. Next weekend, Hat-tricks will be hosting their first ever Commissioner's Cup Championship game Friday. Next, Sheehan with the pass around for Yao. Yao will outlet it for Kuznetsov. Flown it over the middle. Puck will bounce. Bonnell had a whack at it. Worked in deep from the correct side of the red line to avoid the icing. Last minute of the period. Pass ahead. Kuznetsov and Sheehan glide in. Kuznetsov in front, couldn't control it. Martin in the right spot. Robertson pinching in. Puck taken by Kennedy. 3-on-2, Kuznetsov the trailer. Kennedy, shot, stick save by Wilson. Didn't catch the netting up top. Thunderbirds looking for another one. Sheehan picks off the puck. Sheehan out for Marchessault, who's been quiet in these finals so far. Kuznetsov will backhand this in. It's through Kennedy. Kennedy looks for the outlet. Kennedy over the blue line, flipped high and out. Did that go out cleanly or did that just go out into the bench? I believe that just caught the Carolina bench. So we'll get a neutral zone face-off with 15.6 seconds left. Gus Ford has both Carolina goals. Both of them on the power play. They tell McKittrick and Salak to ease up a bit. Clean face-off win for Danbury. Can they get a shot away? Abdullah will hold it. Knocked down at the Thunderbird logo. Carolina to the circle. Peshtuka in. Shot saved by Wilson. Puck will bounce to the corner. They'll turn and try and fire it again. And time runs out. Carolina gets the period's only goal and takes a 2-1 lead into the second intermission. And the Danbury Hat-tricks have 20 minutes to come up with a response. The shots in the period were 20-10 in Carolina's favor. Brian Wilson has stopped 34 of 36 shots and has held the hat tricks in. Wilson has been spectacular, to say the very least. Danbury needs offense. We'll take a breather. Come back in a minute with some more intermission observations here on the Danbury Hat Tricks YouTube channel. Quick pause. Back in a moment. 2 periods down, 1 more to go from the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex. The Danbury Hat-Tricks trail 2-1 with 20 more minutes left to play in regulation time. They need to score a goal to try and prevent the series going back to Danbury. 2-0 in Carolina's favor. Carolina got the period's lone goal in the second period, a power play tally by Gus Ford. His second goal of the game, his 4th goal of these finals, these 2 games played here in Winston-Salem. For the game, I had the opportunity to catch up with Johnny McDonald, defenseman of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Let's hear from J-Mac. Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Championship is on the way, and I'm here with Johnny McDonald. And Johnny, first off, congratulations on the team getting here, but let's have a chat about what happened last night, and what do you think you guys need to change, just scheme-wise or stylistically, going into Game 2 tonight to try and even up the series?
Yeah, I think last night we just got away from our game plan, so tonight we're going to stick to our game plan, go to work, get pucks deep, and hopefully get the result we're looking for.
You guys have been having some success on the power play with a 33% success rate, up from the regular season. What do you think has changed from the regular season to postseason on that front? It's gotten you some more goals, including one last night, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we're just moving the puck around really well. Everyone's bought into the process. Our penalty kill as well. I mean, we've been really good on that. And special teams is a big, purpose for our game. So if we're doing good on those, then, hopefully we get the results.
What's the mood of the guys going into Game 2 tonight?
Boys are rolling. We're ready to go.
Game 2 is on the way. Johnny, thanks.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
5 penalties taken between the 2 teams in the second period. 4 of them taken by Carolina. Lucas Rowe a high stick, Jan Salak a trip, Tucker Firth a cross check, and Gus Ford a trip. Danbury unable to get a power play goal on any of those attempts, and Billy McCreary's squad has work to do in the third period. Shots were 20-10 for Carolina in that second stanza. They have a lot of ground to make up, as the head coach of the Thunderbirds, Garrett Rutledge, has got to be pretty happy with his squad and their effort and how they have controlled for a lot of this game the pace, rhythm, and feel of the matchup. Danbury will need badly a jump early in the period. Quick recap on the scoring. 2 goals in the first period, 1:15 in. Jacob Radcliffe. Lucas DeBenedette with the lone assist. 8 seconds left to go in the first. A power play goal for Gus Ford tied the game up right before the first intermission. Gus Ford also got a power play goal 7:32 into the second period to give Carolina the lead that they hold currently. And we have 20 more minutes to figure out if we're going to Danbury tied next weekend, or if we're going to Danbury with Carolina only 1 victory away from securing the Commissioners Cup for the second time in their franchise's history. These next 20 minutes will determine an awful lot about how the finals work themselves out. Quick pause. Back in a moment for the third and final period of regulation time here on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel. Daniel Amesbury hyping up his friends and teammates as they come back onto the ice. Danbury will be skating from left to right across your internet waves for the third and final period of regulation time tonight. No matter what happens, this is the final game to be played here at the Winston-Salem Fairground Annex this season. Carolina has performed well here on home ice, not just across the course of these finals, but the whole course of the season. The Danbury hat tricks trying to spoil the Thunderbirds' party. The hat tricks have been outshot so far, 36-19. Danbury won the shot counter in the third period in yesterday's game one, 12-9. Not even 8 p.m. on the eastern seaboard of the United States. This game has flown by. Ruiz, McKittrick, Marchesson, Abdella, and Gonzalez on the ice for Danbury. Hussey, Butita, Rowe, Kennedy, and Grebenikov, the starters on the ice, as Marchesson and Rowe being told to ease up on the top side of the faceoff dot. The puck is dropped. We're underway for the third and final period of regulation time. Ruiz will throw this one on net, and Hussey will just immediately put it in his mitt. We get a stop only 9 seconds in to the third period. It's a great bit of goaltending by Brian Wilson just to keep this game at 2-1. 34 saves for the FPHL's co-goalie of the year. Ruiz wins it cleanly. Abdella will bring it low. McKittrick there for it. Puck ran away from him. McKittrick will leave it behind him for Marchesson. In open space, McKittrick sprints in, hits Baker with a hip. Baker comes away with it as the pass up for Ford. Ford left it and turned it over. Marchesson the shot, save made by Hussey. Danbury the first couple of shots. Ruiz turns, fires, save made. Ruiz gets knocked down. And Carolina will slalom through a forest of rabbits. The shot over the crossbar, bounces, and Wilson will put it in his mitt. First Carolina chance of the period. Wilson snuffs it out. Hat tricks get 3 good, clean shots in the first 30-odd seconds of the third. Face-off one to the point, shot wide of Wilson, kicks off the apron of the goal. Dowler, shot blasted on a little bit wide. Biani will put it off the glass. Dowler looking for an outlet. He'll backhand this out. Bounced and gathered by Firth. Biani will hold it. Plays it backwards. Bunnell trying to take it away from Tucker Firth. He'll throw it on net. Wilson will pat it away to the corner. McDonald crunched. Flown to the blue line. Grebenikov settles it. Knocked down by Falanga. No Tobias Ojek. Went off the ice as Falanga lays a big hit on Jan Salak, who is a much taller guy than Falanga. Salak leaves it in. Robertson with his check. Yao underneath. Thrown on net. Wilson with the save. Robertson will go over for the loose puck. Riley Robertson across for Jared Yao. Yao holds it. Has Dmitry Kuznetsov trying to dip through for Falanga. Backwards for Jared Yao. Has some room to work with. Schnapp right on top of him. Carolina thrown on net. Wilson knocks it down and puts his glove on top of the puck. Two minutes and 12 seconds gone by in the final stanza. Johnny Ruiz having a word with some of his teammates, trying to keep everybody in it. Baker wins the face-off. Works the puck low. Abdella is the only player there for it. Gonzalez nearly turns it over, has Marchesson there to help him out. Marchesson blows a tire. This will be worked up towards the point. Up to the circle, Keplinger interrupted. Marchesson will try and fly this out. Firth knocks it down behind Ford. Ruiz got this up and out. McKittrick tries to take it away. Ruiz has to wait. Plays it backwards for Abdella. Gains the blue line. Eludes a hit. Ford walks in. Dowler guides Ford into the boards. Keplinger to the loose puck. Harassed by DeBenedette and Marchesson. Marchesson will take this away. Marchesson and DeBenedette glide in. DeBenedette with an assist on Ratcliffe's goal goes down. No penalty whistled for. He ran out of room before he could get a shot away cleanly on Hussey. The NX rises. Firth, a long pass ahead, connects with Salah. Turns, wants the shot, save made by Wilson. It ends up nestled in his pads. Actually, I think bounced up into his jersey. Kuznetsov and Panachek. Up on the ice, it'll actually be Sheehan who takes the face-off against Panachek. We've played the first 3 minutes and 34 seconds. No goals so far here in the third. Sheehan tried to work this up. Salak and Panachek. Robertson got to the puck first. Falanga tried to get this up for Sheehan. Bounces over his stick. Kennedy leaves it for Yao. Off the boards, Kuznetsov, the pass forward for Falanga. Sheehan pulls up at the line, thrown on net. Hussey will just paddle it away to the corner. Kuznetsov tries to take the puck away from Kennedy. Falanga on it as well. 4 players engaged in the battle here, and the Thunderbirds would be just fine with letting time burn off this clock. Puck flung forward for Falanga, and behind the Thunderbird net. Martin to his right for Kennedy. Kennedy holds it. Martin runs on. Underneath McKittrick. Martin pulls up. Martin holds it. He'll leave it low. Abdella creates some space. Marchesson nearly has his pocket picked. Abdella wrestling for it. Schnapp doing a great bit of work to keep the puck down here. Gonzalez blows a tire, still gets the pass away to McKittrick. Ahead for Michael Marchesson. Marchesson wants Abdella, can't play it cleanly. He'll leave it low against the end wall for Firth. Thrown to the slot. Dowler tried to create the turnover and couldn't get to it cleanly. Lucas Rowe controls it at the circle and will carry this out. You hear the cowbells as Carolina ices the puck. That'll take us to the under 15 media timeout. Quick pause, back in just a second from the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex here on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel. You want the best milkshake you ever had? You want to taste greatness? Hit the Holiday Diner on White Street and feast off their menu. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner with George and the crew. Check them out on White Street at the Holiday Diner. Carolina iced the puck right before the media timeout. Shots 39-23 for the game. DeBenedette Benel Radcliffe on the ice together. DeBenedette directing traffic. He'll cycle McDonald to the wall and Dowler right above him. The officials are coming out of the box. They'll throw their helmets on. We're good to go. Berth talking with Butita away from the faceoff dot. McDonald and Biani jostling. Faceoff won by Carolina. They got it up for Butita. Chance for a 2-on-1. Kennedy. Oh no, Rowe just ran out of room. Dowler got to the puck. Fluttered across to Benedette. It's under his glove. McDonald gets taken down and taken down hard. Bonnell tries to leave it for DeBenedette. Carolina willing to hit everything and everyone who moves. DeBenedette tries to get the pinballing puck. Thrown on. Hussey will catch it cleanly and hands it off for Biani. Bounces away from Grebennikov. Still got it up to the point. DeBenedette with the keeper at the circle. Ratcliffe, the backhander, an empty glove hand save by Greg Hussey. Best chance of the period for Danbury off a clumsy Carolina exit. The chant is the goalie's last name. Sheehan goes to the faceoff dot. Kuznetsov tied up. Puck flung across the opposite end of Carolina ice. Sheehan overran it. Baker will hold it, looks for an outlet. Caught the official's skate. Baker still with it. Too far, got underneath Yao. Ford ahead, Keplinger in tight. Ford tried to drag through. It's chipped up to the blue line. Kennedy still with it. Shot on net, they have scored. They score 3-1 Carolina. 13:33 left in the third. It's Kennedy's goal. Gus Ford with the assist, his third point of the game. And the mountain for Danbury, harder to climb. Johnny Ruiz talking up his guys. Immediately ready for the faceoff. That's the 40th shot on goal for the Thunderbirds. Panachik and Ruiz on the faceoff dot. The door came open and the hat got thrown onto the ice. They thought Gus Ford had scored the goal. Hat's taken off. Ruiz wins the faceoff. Gonzalez will play it backwards. Long pass ahead. Marchesson did not get a tip on it. Icing called. They actually are ruling the goal for Gus Ford. They have actually ruled it a goal for Ford, and now the Hats come flying on the ice. It's Gus Ford's hat trick goal. 3-1. A bit of a delayed call from the public address announcer, but indeed, Ford's goal. Kennedy with one of the assists, and Dawson Baker the other one. 5 goals for Gus Ford in these 2 games here in Winston-Salem. A man just threw his jacket on the ice. Play will come to a pause as the man who threw his jacket will get it back. The Hats being ushered to the doors. Johnny Ruiz talking to his team. Gus Ford led the FPHL in scoring this regular season. We had one more hat thrown on the ice. A defensive zone face-off for Danbury after icing the puck before all the hats got thrown on. Top of the circle, shot sailed wide. McKittrick, the pass behind Ruiz. Peshtuka across the blue line, up to the blue line. Kick to the red line. Salak across for Firth. Firth will lob it in. Abdella and Gonzalez both there for it. Xavier Abdella ahead for McKittrick. Daniel McKittrick for Marchesson. Spinning with it, he's on sides. Can't control the puck. Firth, dot to dot. 3-1 Thunderbirds in the lead. Brendan Dowler comes over to play it across for Lucas de Benedette. Behind him for Johnny McDonald. McDonald for Dowler. Has some room to glide in. Dowler rings it deep. Tried to work it free. Up to the blue line. Got it through. Lucas Rowe. Taken away by Gordy Bonnell. He'll try and ring it on. De Benedette. And McDonald jostling for it. De Benedette will come away with it. McDonald runs on. Gets through a hit. McDonald for Bonnell. Shot. Save. Made. No. Never got on net. De Benedette couldn't get it through either. Tied up against the corner. Bounces to Radcliffe. Kicks it. Keeps it in. Bonnell held up. Radcliffe turning. Shot. Save made by Hussey. De Benedette gets checked. Rowe and Radcliffe come away with it. Trying to create some room and thrown up through Robertson. Carolina ices the puck with 11:32 left to go. Danbury needs 2 goals. Kuznetsov, Sheehan, and Falanga, the forwards on the ice, with no Tobias Ojic. Gonzalez and Abdella, the D partners on the ice together. Sheehan and Hussey will face off. Face off 1. Gonzalez turns the shot, it's off the boards. 3-on-2 for the Thunderbirds, gliding out. Martin holds it, looks. Gonzalez tries to take it away. Sheehan ultimately does. Pass across Falanga. Needed the stick from the bench. Frankie McClendon, the backup goaltender, got it to him. Puck behind Xavier Abdella. Gonzalez will run this on. Gonzalez passed it across for Falanga to the blue line. Falanga wanted it in tight. Sheehan will hold it and bring it around. Kuznetsov spun down. Carolina will get this out ahead for Ford. Ford to the circle, and shot save made, and bounces over the glass. 10:33 to play in regulation time. Carolina in the lead. Ruiz and Keplinger to face off. Jared Yao will come over for it. Riley Robertson throws this pass forward for McKittrick. Thrown on net, knocked down, and covered by Hussey. Marchesson bearing down on top of him. Danbury can get one bounce to go their way. They're back in it. They just need one. 3-1 advantage for the Thunderbirds. Ruiz. Baker will win the face-off backwards. Robertson controls it on the red line. Lobbed in. Baker goes and gets it. Ruiz with the takeaway. Ruiz to McKittrick. Ruiz in tight. Can't control the pass. Long pass ahead for Ford. Ford handles in tight. Keplinger save made by Wilson. Long pass ahead for McKittrick. Fires, glove save made by Hussey. 9:45 left. Takes us to the under 10. Quick pause, back in a moment from Winston-Salem here on the Danbury Hat Tricks YouTube channel. It's the spirit of hard work. The Bachelors of Litchfield Distillery, in honor of the early farmers of northwestern Connecticut, present to you the locally made Litchfield Distillery bourbon, vodka, and gin. Grab it at the rabbit hole and hoist the barrel with the Hat Tricks. Danbury running out of time to try and even the series up here in Carolina. 3-1 the advantage in favor of the home team. 9 minutes, 45 seconds left. And the Hat Tricks will need to score 2 goals in the next 9 minutes and 45 seconds to tie this game up. Jacob Radcliffe got the lone goal for Danbury. 1 minute and 15 in as Dawson Baker will spin off and head back in. DeBenedette wins the faceoff. Dowler the shot. Hammered and blocked down. Dowler will keep it in for DeBenedette. Turns it for Radcliffe. Tries to create some space. Radcliffe turns, fires, and Hussey with the save. Bunnell in tight. Shoved by Baker. Dawson Baker has been chirpy the entire weekend. The DeBenedette line stays on. Hussey has made 29 saves on 30 hat trick shots. Peavy trying to get this out. Puck bounces to the circle. Panachik holds it against the net. We'll just happily take a walk in the park. Pass too far ahead for Salak to play it cleanly. Dowler off the glass, knocked down by Panachik with his glove. Drag shoots it. He sailed it much too high. Bunnell out for DeBenedette. Panachik with the hit. Peshtuka the other way. Erie Peshtuka. Dowler tries to shove him off the puck. Salak steps in. Salak lost it. McDonald tries to free it. DeBenedette gets crunched. Dowler comes over. Tries to backhand this one up to the point. Runs right through his man. The puck bounces a little bit wide off of DeBenedette's stick. Passed ahead for Radcliffe. Tried to control it, lobs it in. Firth couldn't play it. McDonald will pick it off. McDonald to the top of the circle. Throws it up high. Knocked down by Falanga. Pass ahead for Butita, the captain of the Thunderbirds. Across for Rowe. Holds it, shoots it. Shot blocked by McDonald. Falanga runs on. Fighting the pinballing puck. He'll run this up. Falanga poked off. Good sticks for Carolina. Butita in, drag, shot, too high. Gonzalez will flip this up. Falanga caught it. Tried to play it. Falanga gets crunched into his own bench. Rowe tried to control it. Butita can't do much with it. Bounces under Abdella. 7:45 the time remaining in regulation time. Gonzalez looking for the pass ahead. He's got Kuznetsov. Gains the blue line, tried to thread it through for Marchesson. Hat-tricks in the middle of a change. Martin up the wing, at the circle, through Robertson. Lays his hit and bounces to Marchesson off the glass and up to Ford. Ford has scored all 3 Carolina goals tonight. Grebennikov, the shot, save made by Wilson, and he covers the rebound. Seven minutes and 15 seconds of regulation time left to go in the Thunderbirds' home season. Danbury needs 2 goals in that time. Ruiz and Keplinger facing off. Ruiz will win it. Dowler carries behind his net. Dowler got it up over the blue line for a second. Poked back on. Bounces to the corner. 7 minutes on the dot left to go. Grebennikov picked it off. Grebennikov tried to walk it on. Spun by McDonald. Ruiz leaves it behind him for Dowler. Brendan Dowler looks for the outlet. Marchesson plays it behind him for Ruiz. Across for McDonald. Flung on. Marchesson can't win the race to the icing puck. Face off at the other end. Game 3 of the Commissioner's Cup Championship Series will be next weekend. Friday, May 12th, 7:30 puck drop at the Danbury Ice Arena. Keplinger, the shot, kick saved by Wilson up to the half wall. McDonald will knock this down. Games 3, 4, and 5, if necessary, will be in Danbury. Long pass ahead for Ford. It's through him. He doesn't tip it at all. It's an icing call. De Benedette will take the face-off in offensive ice. Can't win it. Baker does. He's had a great night on the dot. Carolina ices it again. Carolina has scored 3 unanswered goals. Danbury will keep the same players on. Gus Ford, I should say, has scored 3 unanswered goals as Gonzalez with the keep at the line. Funnels it low. Firth up to Ford. Ford up the wing. Ford got it through Abdella. Gonzalez runs on. Peshtuka at the circle. Spins, tries to put it on. Bounces. Salak with the shot and the follow-up hit. Wilson gets knocked down. They get Wilson's stick back over to him. Kennedy throws it on. Kyle Gonzalez will hold it against the wall. Up for Riley Robertson, long pass ahead. This is not going to be icing. Falango won the race to it. Rung deep. Robertson whacks it through to Kuznetsov and now to Sheehan. Brendan Sheehan for Jared Yao. Yao will funnel it deep. Sheehan lays his hit. .450 to play. Carolina in the lead 3-1. Rowe to the circle. Backhand shot saved by Brian Wilson. The 46th shot Wilson has faced tonight. We'll take the under 5 breather. Come back in a moment from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, here on the Danbury Hat Tricks YouTube channel. Diversified Printing Solutions in Danbury is the Hat-Trick's official printing partner. You want it printed? Well, call Tina and let them get it inked up for you. DPS Printing Solutions. They can do it all. Locally owned, printed on paper from Connecticut trees. Brian Wilson coming back over from the bench. The shots right now are 45-30 in Carolina's favor. (3-1) the score. 1 goal in each of the 3 periods for Gus Ford. Danbury winning the shot counter in the period 11-10. Carolina with the only goal so far in the frame. 4 minutes and 39 seconds left to go. A face-off win by Carolina. Up to Schnapp. They'll spin it low. Dowler will run it on. Brendan Dowler some room. Knocked down at the blue line by Grebenikov. Puck held in. Across, Ruiz tried to control it. It's swept away on a good stick move by Blake Peavy. Ahead for Rowe. Rowe holds up, steps to the circle. Rowe drags, shot, blocked down, and Wilson will put his glove on top of it and get the defensive zone face-off. To Benedette and Keplinger to face off. To Benedette won it to the wall. Gonzalez, the long pass ahead. Wanted Bonnell, blows a tire. To Benedette with the check. 4 minutes on the dot left to be played. Gonzalez ahead for Radcliffe. De Benedette tries to control it and go ahead. Baker got it out. Ford holds it. Keep an eye on that hat-trick net. Brian Wilson will likely be heading to the bench not too long from now. Danbury needs 2 goals to even this thing up. Johnny Ruiz takes it, tries to slalom through, and ran out of real estate. Justin Biani interrupted his route. Wilson will knock it down. McDonald takes it and goes. They're signaling for Wilson. They'll pull him. The net is empty at the hat-trick end of the rink. 3 minutes and 12 seconds left. Danbury needs 2 goals. They've got the extra attacker on. Marchesson tried to control it. Puck bounces. Peshtuka couldn't get it out. That's a hand pass being whistled against John McDonald. We'll have a neutral zone face-off. They'll put Brian Wilson back in. 2:56 left. Sheehan, Marchesson, McKittrick, the forwards on the ice. Abdella, Gonzalez, the defenders. Puck into the Carolina ice. Abdella controls it. Across for McKittrick. He'll bring it around. Wilson to the bench. The net is empty again. Kennedy couldn't get it up. It's cleared. This is going to be an icing called against Carolina. Danbury gets a face-off with 2:40 on the dot. They need 2 goals in the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds to tie this game. Dowler playing a forward spot. Sheehan to take the face-off for Danbury. The design, Sheehan to win the face-off, and Marchesson hoping to get a shot away. First part doesn't work. Puck thrown to the empty net and in. 4-1 Thunderbirds. Yuri Peshtuka Carolina 2 minutes and 36 seconds away from going to Danbury up 2-0. Timeout called for by Billy McCreary and the Hat Tricks. Games 3, 4, and 5 of the Commissioner's Cup Series scheduled for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next weekend. Carolina trying to see their team off. A successful 2-game homestand for them if they can hold on for the final 2 minutes and 36 seconds of game time. Danbury will have home ice Friday. Ruiz and Hussey on the face-off dot. The net is empty again for Danbury. Yao will run this on. Takes the check. Yao got crunched. DeBenedette trying to get this free. Benel against the wall. Marchesson couldn't get to it. McDonald turns fired. The puck comes out to neutral space. The goal is Peshtuka's. The assist is Peter Panachek's. Marchesson shields and holds this puck well. Gets hit. Benel sweeps in. Held against the boards. Man down, being punched while down. We have a fight away from the puck. Gordy Benel taking a couple of shots while he was down on the ice. We have 1:47 left to go. DeBenedette trading some shoves with Rowe. Marchesson gets in the middle of it. Now Hussey comes over. DeBenedette there for it as well. Butita trading shoves. Schnapp somehow trying to be the peacekeeper in all of this. DeBenedette is going to be sent off. Marchesson barking against Brendan Hussey. DeBenedette and Hussey and Firth both being sent, all three of them being sent to the penalty box. A complex series of penalties to sort out. With 1:47 seconds left, Carolina was hoping to just close this game out and head to Danbury for Game 3 of the finals on Friday. Gordon Gonzalez being sent away. Firth and Hussey sitting in the penalty box. Tucker Firth yelling at the officials, being told to sit down. Ruiz having a chat with Butita, the two captains, talking with the refs. A long bit of deliberation about what everybody saw. We have three guys in the penalty box. One for Danbury, it's Lucas DeBenedette. Two for Carolina, Firth and Hussey. Butita and Ruiz having the penalty situation explained to them. Shots 47-30 in Carolina's favor. Still no word from the officials about what the exact penalty situation is. Ruiz continues having a chat. Here's what's up. I think the hat tricks are going to have a power play here. I think DeBenedette and Hussey will get matching minors. Firth will get a penalty as well. It's 4-1. With 1:47 left, Wilson will go back in. And yes, indeed, Danbury will have a power play. Brian Wilson standing in his slot, not crease, waiting for the hat tricks to win the faceoff and go ahead. The official scorer getting all of the penalties from the officials. They're ruling a cross-check against DeBenedette. It's the only penalty I could tell immediately is Billy McCreary will get everything from him. A roughing call against, I believe, Hussey. Here we go. Wilson heads off. Danbury, the extra attacker, skating 6-on-4 with the power play. Let's see if they can cut into this. Ruiz turns at the circle, poked off his stick. Remember, Carolina can clear this without fear of icing as much as they desire. Radcliffe holds it. A pair of roughing minors taken by Firth and Hussey. Puck cleared. Minute 10 left. McDonald up for Marchessault. He'll hold it. Across wanted Ruiz. Whack through Radcliffe. It'll go wide of the goalpost. DeBenedette took a cross-checking minor as well. Sheehan will knock the puck back to the red line. Grebennikov throws it into the empty net to add insult to injury. (5-1) Carolina. And the Danbury hat tricks will head home needing to win 3 games in 3 days to win the Commissioner's Cup at the Danbury Ice Arena. The Thunderbirds will have 3 games to try and win the championship in Danbury next weekend. Danbury has one pathway forward. They must win 3 games on home ice. Jared Yao tries to create some space across for Riley Robertson. Falanga in, puck bounces. Robertson tried to knock it down. Bunnell couldn't do anything with it. 23 seconds left. The puck will come out to Wilson's end, out of his crease. Hands it off for Kuznetsov. If you're a Thunderbirds fan, you got everything you wanted. If you're a Hat Tricks fan, work needs being done. Falanga wanted to play it into the crease, knocked down. Time runs out. The Carolina Thunderbirds have swept the first 2 games of the Commissioner's Cup Championship Series here in Winston-Salem. And the Danbury Hat Tricks will head home, down 2-0 in the series. Brian Wilson faces 47 shots on net. He stops 44 of them. Greg Hussey stops 29 of 30 shots for the Thunderbirds. A pretty obvious first star, the 3 stars in order. Greg Hussey, Dawson Baker, and Gus Ford a hat trick. The Carolina Thunderbirds have played their last game in front of their home crowd. Danbury has to win 3 home games to win the Commissioner's Cup. Most important one is Game 3 at 7:30 on Friday night at the Danbury Ice Arena. We'll see you then and there. For everybody with the Danbury Hat Tricks, I'm Chris Lynch. Be warm, be well. We will see you on Friday night for Game 3 of the Commissioner's Cup Championship Series at the Danbury Ice Arena.